Okay, hi everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. There's a lot of you guys on here, but I was gonna say I'm so excited, but then I just got a little like lump in my throat. So excited to have you guys all on here. I feel so honored to kick this off really quickly. My name's Kristen Wyatt. I've been with Q now for about 3.5 years and feel so freaking honored to be on the Equity Council with this quarter's group. Such high caliber leaders that I get to learn from all the time. You guys do too, if you're on their teams, obviously, but it's so cool to collaborate with these people. They're brilliant. And it's just cool to work with like-minded people. That's like, if you guys don't have a couple sideline friends that you don't like kick it with and talk about it and realize, oh, good, so I'm not crazy. I also was in comparison mode the other day, not just, it wasn't just me, perfect, It's so nice to have that. And also the kind of people that kind of just force you to level up by being around them. They're not going to let you stay in your crap for too long, right? But we all kind of collaborated on this idea of wanting to get to know you guys better, for you guys to get to know us a little bit, and to start having these nights with the Equity Council. So there are 15 of us. So over the quarter, these 3 months, we're gonna have 5 people each time, and we're really just, this is like quick talk about like speed round, speed dating. Who's ready? Who do you want to date on the Equity Council? Kidding, not kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Really kidding. I think unless you want to date Dylan, his number is 7. No, I'm just kidding. Um, for real though, I am married to Dwayne. Let me just start there. So I'm married to Dwayne. He is the guy that actually, fun fact, runs sound at our convention. Isn't that cool? He is DJ. He's going to be the DJ again in August. So if you're new to Q, you'll get to hear his like a little bit too bassy sometimes sounds. I'm like texting him the bass. Whoa. Anyway, just kidding. I love it, honey. Love you. I have 2 boys. I have Jude, who is going to be 7. But we don't call him Jude. We call him Miles Morales. Because he's that kind of kid who we had to call like Buzz Lightyear for a while, and then we had to call him Sonic, and sometimes he's still Sonic, especially with that new movie that came out. But for the most part, we call him Miles Morales or Spider-Man or Spidey, and sometimes he wants to be a dog. I don't know, whatever. Either way, he's amazing. He's gonna be 7 this summer. I've been planning his birthday. And then I have Dean, who is about to be 2, and he is cracking me up right now because he's still, yeah, he's pretty close to being 2. He is doing all kinds of crazy sign language, and it's the cutest thing. He also has this giant head. Like, fun fact, both of my sons have huge heads because me and my husband do. We cannot even wear hats, or like, don't buy me a hat. If you guys want to buy me a gift, make sure it's got that Velcro expansion thing in the back, because not cute. We all have huge heads. So he like kind of topples. Anyway, I say all that to say he's signing a lot now. And now if me and Dwayne are like kissing and hugging, or like I hug Jude, he grabs his finger and like bites it, like to show he's angry, or he'll go like grab something and like hit his head on it and be like, and then he'll go to like get my attention, because of course I'm like, oh, did you bite your finger? Anyway, he's hilarious. I love being a boy mom. I actually came from traditional business. So I actually owned and operated a dance studio. I grew up dancing. I've danced since I was 3 years old. And then I purchased the dance studio that I grew up dancing in right out of high school. So I was a young business owner. And that's just a little bit about me. I love Q Sciences. My favorite part about this company is how our owners really care about us progressing as human beings. They don't even really care what rank we hit or what. Of course, they want us to have financial freedom for our families. But at the end of the day, our owners have looked at all of us council members with tears in their eyes and stressed the fear of making sure that even with success, that we don't forget to put our family first, because they have to come first always, and keeping those priorities in check. So that is just my favorite thing. And I get to kick us off and introduce you guys to the queen herself. Drum roll. Just kidding. Wouldn't that be cool though if we had it all planned with sound effects? We're going to do that next time. Wait for it. We're going to have drum roll. No, I get to introduce you guys to a fan favorite of mine personally, somebody I learn from every day, my really good friend, Katie Williams. Y'all can chime off in the, chat box, because y'all know KW, I'm also KW, so it gets confusing, but Katie, she is a mom of 2 as well. She has been in this industry, you guys, for 8 years. I think she holds one of the absolute fastest records of hitting the rank of a Ruby in our company, which if you're new to Q Sciences, Ruby is 200,000 in organizational volume and $25,000 a month. She was the top recruiter in the entire company for 2021. Y'all see my point? This is why I learned from her. But she has also been on the Equity Council for both Q1 and Q2. And I don't see her going away anytime soon. Lucky for us. So take it away, Katie. Please get out your pen and paper, guys. Y'all are going to take a ton of notes when you get to hear her speak. Oh, I also made it to where you can't mute yourself. So hold, please. Let me do that. That was a joke to make sure you guys are all on your feet. Go, Katie.
That is hilarious. I was like, I cannot speak. What's up? Thank you, Kristen. I adore you. I'm so happy to be here. I only have 5 minutes, you guys. Kristen made me make sure I understand that. So I literally am setting myself a timer. So we stay on task here, but I am Katie Williams. I have been with Q for a little over a year. And honestly, it's one of those things where it feels like it's just been forever because it's that much fun. And I literally love being here. It's my favorite thing. But at the same time, it feels like it was just yesterday. And I'm so happy y'all are here. And what's really cool is I really have only been here for a little over a year, and I'm on Equity Council, and you all have that potential too. And I think that is truly the coolest thing. Just learning from so many incredible people and being able to have the opportunity to, regardless of when you started. If you started 2 months ago, you literally have the opportunity to be on this council in just a couple months even. So just remind yourself of that possibility. Our voices truly are heard here. I'm a mom of 2. Aiden is almost 8, and Nora is 5. We just went to Cancun with Q and it was the best time ever. I'm looking at Josie and John here, and y'all, like, Aiden's been talking to their son Izzy every night playing games. And it's just really, really freaking cool that we get to build these relationships and our kids are essentially growing up together. And anyway, he just loves Izzy and they play together all the time. I think it's the cutest thing. I've been married to my husband for a decade, which is bananas. We've been together for over 12 years now. And anyway, you can learn all about that later, but I'm here to talk to you mostly about what tasks we can be doing at month's end. And I really want you to remember that we are not only marrying the months, if you've heard that term, but we're marrying the weeks because we are paid weekly. And month's end is like where all the magic happens. It really is awesome. But any kind of mindset that you learn tonight and tasks, really incorporate that into your weekly close because we are paid weekly here. I personally like setting small goals each week for myself and my team. Have you helped a handful of PCs sign up? Maybe an ambassador this month. You guys, it's not, I mean, I love that I get to say I was the top recruiter for 2021, but it really is not all about being the top recruiter. It's about helping people, even if it's 1 ambassador a month or 2 PCs a month. You guys, you have to understand, like, that's huge for this industry. Like, if you do that, that's a huge thing. I think it was Jake one time on one of our trainings told us how the average, business builder in this industry, if they enroll 1 person or 2 people a month, like, that's a good month. So you need to be proud of those small goals and really just wrap them into each week. As we close out this month, set yourself a scary goal, today, and start working like it's month end, not just this week, but throughout the next 30 days too, because then you can close out May even bigger, right? Don't be so hard on yourself with those goals either. Something that I repeat to myself all the time, it's from one of my favorite books, Atomic Habits. If you've read that book, let me know in the chat. If you haven't, you need to go order it on Amazon. Heck, I'll even send you my copy. It is so good. But you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Rewatch that again, re-listen to this again. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. If we don't continually show up for our systems, which by the way, it's company-wide. So even if you're on this call and you're like, well, I'm not with Katie, it doesn't matter. Like we all have the same systems and we need to incorporate that into our teams. And if we're not showing up for those systems, then we're letting people down essentially that absolutely need this too, not just within your team, but potential ambassadors, potential customers. So for those of you that are gold and above, I know we've got a lot of you on here. Have your business manager run you an end of the month report if they're not already. I'm sure they already are. They're amazing. But it should show you everyone that is close to a rank, whether that's a rank, with CV or OV, or maybe they even just need 1 or 2 ambassadors. Those are the people that I concentrate on at this point in time. I am reaching out to them. I am digging deep. And if you're a bronze and above, you obviously have access to your leadership services as well. You can email and request all of these reports. Okay. What I like to do though, is I'll divvy it out to my leaders and give them a list of anyone that's in their organization. And when I say leader, I mean people that are showing up. You don't have to have a designated title to be a leader in my eyes. If you're showing up for your business and you have a team and you want to help with that team, which you should, like I'm giving you that. So I really hope that your leaders are doing the same for you. And if they're not, just ask. They probably already looking their reports at themselves and they're just like, oh, I didn't know that you wanted to help. So just reach out and ask for help with that. Oh my gosh, is that 5 minutes already, you guys? This is ridiculous. Okay, I'm going to finish up. Never stop with your chicken list. Talk about proximity. I think Kim might be touching base on that here in just a second. If you're on this call, that literally means you're connected to top earners in this company. Okay. You have just heard a little bit about me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about Kim. We're all going to be edifying each other so you can get to know us. And all of us, Kristen's probably going to close with this, are having calls coming up soon. So you can edify and talk about that proximity to your potentials with what you know about us. And then last but not least, please make sure you're looking at your auto ship rates, not only for this coming month, but like months ahead of time. You can look at the potential auto ship once that 15th passes on the month to see what's coming the next month. So really this week needs to be spent on helping people close their biggest paycheck, right? And the biggest month, and then also marrying that month and looking into that first week of May. Okay. I am so excited. I had so much more to say, you guys, but you can reach out anytime. I swear I will talk your ear off, but I get to have the honor of introducing our next guest, Equity Council member for 2 quarters in a row. Just as myself, she has been an incredible addition to my friendship circle. She's a wife, a mom of 3 boys. I got to hang out with them as well. Aiden befriended them in the pool. They played all day together. She's an autoimmune warrior. She is a sweetheart. And she's also a brain tumor survivor. She's practiced medicine professionally and is just so passionate about natural holistic health. And I'm so excited to share with you Kim Williamson. Please take it away, my girl.
Oh, thank you so much, Katie. And gosh, so hard to follow an industry leader. And I learned so much from Katie myself. And so honored and humbled to be here in front of you guys to teach and train. And so I'm going to be talking about follow-ups and how important it is. You guys, follow-ups are necessary, and I give you permission to follow up with people, because some people feel like, oh, I can't follow up because I feel like I'm bugging people. I feel like I'm pressuring people, but it's needed. You're a business owner, right? You have to have that mindset of any other business owner would do the same thing. And so I'm going to give you some really quick statistics. 48% of salespeople never follow up with a prospect. 48, that's almost half. And then only 10% of salespeople make more than 3 contacts to people. So 80% of sales are made between the 5th and 12th contact. So please remember that follow-ups are so important. Some people, life happens. We all have crazy lives. Sometimes I look at a text and I think that I'm responding to it and I don't, right? So that happens with other people too. And so we all just need to give each other grace and just think that, oh, maybe they also had a crazy day and they meant to respond. Maybe they saw it and meant to respond, or maybe they listened to it and they just didn't respond. So that's where you can be like, hey, I know that you had, I had heard, sorry, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So say this is someone who you've talked about Q before, or you've heard about their, different points pain points, right? And we all have solutions for them, right? We have something to offer for everyone. So you can follow up with them and say something like, hey, Susie Q, I know that I've heard that you've been talking about how you haven't been sleeping well, you need more energy. And, I want you to know that we have an amazing sale going on right now. It's our first ever site-wide Mother's Day sale going on. I hate for you to miss out on it. And I'd love for you to get started on some of these products to help you with your sleep and your energy. When do you have time for me to go over some of those options with you today or tomorrow? So really keep it simple. The more that you make it awkward, it's going to be awkward. So people ask me all the time, like, what do you do to follow up? I said, I just be real. I just be myself. There really isn't any magic to it. But I want to just tell you guys the importance of also following up with your own people, right? Again, we should be our own business owners by being responsible for our own numbers, right? But so many times I've actually helped save people from hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in commissions because they forgot to place an order to, like, say from bronze to silver, they forgot to place an order to make it to that 200 PV. And literally within the last 30 minutes of the month, I'm like, oh my gosh, did you know that you need that extra PV? And they're like, no, I didn't. I'm like, oh my gosh, you saved me. So again, I always make it a point to go through all my personally enrolled and double check their numbers. And I, just making a point to do that yourself, because it literally could be a huge check for them that they're missing out on. What else did I want to say? Think about this as your business, even though we all have a virtual e-commerce space, right? Which is awesome. Think of it as a storefront, right? Have you ever been to a store and you really wanted to grab a boba tea or something in the middle of the night because you just had this craving and you got there and it was closed, but the hour said till 10 p.m. and it's literally like 9:12 and you're like, you're supposed to be open still. And you're so irritated. Well, I just want you guys to know that you should also be open through the end of the night. Are you staying up through the end of the night with your people? I am always staying up till past 1 a.m. Central. I'm in Central Time. Sometimes, well past the end of the month, because I'm making sure everyone is taken care of at the end of the month. So are you doing the same with your people as well? Are you keeping your storefront open when you say it is open until close? Okay, don't be the early closers. Push through the end. And I don't know when my time is up, and I kind of just told myself that I'm doing this, but follow-ups are important. And just know that you're not bugging anyone. Just remember, we have an awesome sale and we need to be taking full advantage of it. And I now want to introduce you guys to Miss Katie Trent. She is a Ruby ambassador and she is a mom of 5. She is a boss, you guys. She has been here with Q for a few years, been in the industry for several years, and I believe she is one of the top producing ambassadors to produce the most executives on her team, which is pretty awesome. She is a former social worker, and not only that, I mean, she is inspiring. She's done Hard 75, and she's done this challenge where she had to run 4 miles, I think every 4 hours for 48 hours. And I was cheering her on. I was like, wow, this is amazing. Talk about determination, grit, and commitment. And not only that, she's also preparing a challenge to hike up this mountain, this summit multiple times. I'm like, what in the world? So I have the privilege and honor to introduce you guys to Miss Katie Trent. She's a Ruby ambassador. She's been on Equity Council for 2021 and also served on Q1 and Q2 as well. So I hope I didn't miss anything, but take it away, Katie.
Dang, girl, that was like the best introduction ever. Thank you. So nice. Am a mom of 5. Husband, I totally like forgot that I told him he could go see a movie because I'm gone traveling all the time. So it's literally me. And so if children just start rushing in here, like there's a massive wave of them, it may happen. So I'm glad y'all are here tonight and I'm really excited. I'm going to keep this as short as possible. I'm like Katie as well. I have my phone out so I can see it. I was kind of asked to talk about mindset, and I think Kim did a good job of showing just a little bit of my journey in mindset. A lot of that has come out through physical challenges, just challenging myself. What can I do? How far can I go? And challenging the belief that, maybe I've peaked or maybe I've made it only as far as I can do that. And sometimes I think we do that in this business too. We think, have I gone as far as I can go? Like, is this it for me or whatever? And it all goes back to your beliefs. And so I want to talk about where kind of your mindset is at this time in the month. Okay. Things are coming to an end. And I really do believe that your beliefs reveal your value system. Okay. And at the end of the month, one thing I would ask you, here's one. One thing I would ask you is ask yourself, how do you feel about being the hardest worker in the room? Is that something that someone would say about you? Is that what people know to be about you? Is that something you want to be said about you? Do you want to have the introduction that she's the most servant leader that I've ever come across? She serves her team. She looks for ways that she can build others up and set people up for greatness in their journeys, right? That's what you're wanting to do at end of month, okay? I do Orange Theory, if anybody knows what that is, but it's kind of a workout program. And the coaches are always telling us, okay, I want you to set your goal and then leave it. We're going to work on the little minor things throughout class to get you where you want to be. So if that's running a mile faster, if that's wanting to get to a better pace, you have to work on your breathing. You have to work on your form. You have to work on all these different things as part of that journey to get to the ultimate goal. Well, some of the things you have to work on in your mindset at the end of month is the little tiny things that you need to know about your business. And one of those is knowing who needs your help. Okay. Your people want to be led. They need you. And so they need a leader that says, I'm in it for the long haul. I'm in it for these people. I'm in it for the newest person that joined yesterday. And I want to see them hit a new rank by the end of month. Okay. I'm going to do whatever I can in my power to support them, encourage them, love on them, be available to get on phone calls for them, whatever that looks like. If you're brand new and you've just come in, I want you to know that that invitation is open from all of your leaders. There are people in your organization that want to help you and want to be accessible to you. So don't be afraid to ask. Don't be afraid to go to those people, because the person that says, I'm going to be the hardest worker, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make this happen for me and my team, is the person that's going to move forward. I wrote down some other notes. Don't feel like you need to reinvent the wheel at the end of month. You don't need to all of a sudden throw everything out the window that we've been doing all month long and try to come up with something new to make it work. Our systems work for a reason, okay? I want you to stick to them and to know what they are inside and out. Our systems are piquing interest, right? Step one, first and foremost, that doesn't change at the end of the month. Go pique interest with your neighbor. Go pique interest with a new friend. Go pique interest with a new connection that you've made. Go on social media and find some people to pique interest with. Go help your team pique interest. How do we do that? Find one of the 5 F's that you have been impacted by in the last week with our company, and I want you to talk about it from a personal standpoint. Share what that looks like in your life. Share what that looks like with your team. Then what do? You offer them to connect them to information, whether that's going to be a call that's an intimate setting with a leader, whether that's a short video that they can watch and you can answer questions to, whatever that is, you need to connect them to correct information. Don't just be the person that feels like they have to say it all. After that, have somebody else come in, close them out for you, and finish that month strong. If you're that leader for your team, be available for them to close out that month. The mindset of somebody that says, I'm going to make this the best month I can possibly be, asterisk, even if I'm not hitting a rank, right? Even if it's not about you, even if you're not going to hit a new rank up, your attitude should be, I'm going to help as many other people hit ranks, because at the end of the day, the bigger your paycheck is just a reflection of the people that you've helped. It's not based on just you and your skill set and what you have. It's truly about how you can serve the most people, and your day will come. So if you get in this habit at end of month of saying, who do I go and help? I'll set my goal. I'm going to set it and forget it, because I'm going to go back and help all these people. And one day we're all going to be hopping on a Zoom to cheer up your rank up, because it's going to happen. But you have to gather the people, Be there for them no matter what your numbers look like, and finish it out strong, because that's what a true leader does. So finish out this month, look at your numbers, set your goal, find your people, and you're off to the races. Those are my tips for your mindset. I want to introduce our next Equity Council members. This is Josie and John Waller. I have had the pleasure of getting to know them a little bit more this year because they've been on Equity Council for both quarters so far in 2022. So if that says anything about where they're at in their business, where they're going in their business, it's just incredible. I love this couple. I love that they do this together. They're always available. They have great backgrounds. John has been in the music industry. Josie's been at SLP. They have over 10 kids in their family. They are busy, but they are dedicated and committed to this vision and lifting the entire company up. That's something I love about them, is that they're here for everyone. And so I'm excited for y'all to get to hear from them. Take it away, guys.
Thanks, Katie. I think you just said we have over 10 kids. I'm like,
Did I? Oh, well,
There's
surprise,
still-
John. Surprise. You
yeah,
didn't
I know.
He did have a dream.
I just learned of it tonight.
He
No.
just had a dream.
We're so thrilled to be a part of Q. You know, Q came into our life when we were in a very desperate situation. I had lost my job during COVID, and we moved across the country, and we were just surviving. And so we prayed and fasted, and Q was the answer to our prayers. And I can say, you know, one thing about my wife, who's really, you know, she's the rock star, you know, in this thing, and she's all in, you know, and she's going to talk about some other things, but I think my biggest encouragement for all of you is you have to decide, are you going to put both feet in the boat? Because you can't be successful with one foot out of the boat. You just can't. You'll never go anywhere. So that's what Josie does day in and day out. And every month in, I mean, she's up till 2 a.m., you know, just doing rake up graphics and serving her team. And that's what you have to do. You got to be in it for your team. And they'll only, you know, they're not going to go any further than you go. You have to set the example as the leader. And I'm so proud of her. So I'm going to turn it over to her now.
Wow, you were supposed to take 2 minutes and he only took like a minute and a half.
Yeah. You can really hammer it home.
I am going to talk a little bit about, and thank you, Katie and Katie and Kristen, all of you guys and Kim, you guys are wonderful. Lots of great tips. I'm going to share a little bit about what to do at the beginning of the month, because everybody's kind of talking about end of the month, and honestly, the beginning of the month is actually my favorite time. I get a little bit giddy when the clock goes from, for me, it's 2 a.m. Eastern time, when it goes from 1:59 to 2 a.m. and everything starts over, because it's like I have a whole brand new month ahead of me to hit my goals and to help other people. And it just, I don't know, I get giddy every time. It's the funniest thing. He's always asleep. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about what I do at the beginning of the month. So you've already heard a little bit about marrying your months from Katie Williams. And that's so true. You know, at the end of the month, you have tons and tons of new people joining your organization. And so just as though you were a business owner, if you were having like a month in sale or something like that, you wouldn't just take like a week off afterwards or like, oh, that was a good sale, I'm going to go rest. Like, no, you would be back the next day. And so that is really what we have to do here. When we start a new month, we have to, you know, make sure that we get out of that MLM mindset and we don't take a break. We treat this as though we are business owners. And now it's our responsibility and liability to help all the new people who've come into our organization. Those new people who joined are, you know, potential for new network, for new customer growth, new testimonies. And, you know, if you aren't connecting to your newbies, you are missing out on so much growth and potential. It's your job to find out, you know, who they know and that who they know that you need to know. That's hard to say. But, you know, luckily, y'all, we have these awesome reports that are free. They're in our back office. We have access to them. We don't have to pay for them anymore. They come with our business, you know, fee. And so on the very first of the month, you go to your back office under Business Resources Report Center. If you want to write this down, Business Resources Report Center, Quick Reports, and then Executive Time Clock. Then in the top right hand corner, there's a little icon with like 3 little dots. You can click on that and click view as, and it will allow you to type in someone's name. So this is where you want to put the title of your the person who's at the top of your leg leaders, whoever you want to see who they joined. Okay, so your different legs, if you have 2 legs, 3 legs, you're going to do this 2 times or 3 separate times. You're going to type it in, and now you can view your report and all your new ambassadors based off of each leg. And if you click on the start date until it brings the previous month to the top, you can do that. You just click on the start date at the top of that graph and it'll pull it all the way at the top. And so you'll be looking at all the new ambassadors under so-and-so, so-and-so that started at the beginning of last month, okay? And then you're gonna see the name of the new ambassador. If they're active, you're going to see their sponsor, their start date, and their phone number. Okay, y'all, my phone is my business. I have so many phone numbers in my phone. So if you're freaking out about the idea of somebody having your phone number, you got to get over that, because when you own a business, they have access to you. So I text message, my husband and I both do this together, don't we? We message everybody that joins our organization and we welcome them. We, just welcome them to Q, welcome them to, our team, and let them know who we are. And then just make sure that they are, getting launched, that they know what the next step is, and that they know who to go to and what a launch process is, and go ahead and get that in the works with their leader if you're not their leader. Now, when you reach out, introduce yourself, welcome them. I already said all that. Sorry, that's the notes. And then an additional step that I take, and I actually learned this from Katie Trent, was to start basically when I hit gold and anything beyond that, was to start offering a special chat for my newbies to help them to hit executive. Okay, so it's a brand new chat. They have access to me, to some of my other leaders, where I spend about 80% of my time and energy in. Okay, and it's a group where I build, I work in. I do it for about 2 months, that I'm just pouring into this group. And then I basically delete that group, and then we move on. We put them in the bigger chats and we start new groups. So I'm always cycling new people in. And,
it's a greenhouse incubator, if you will.
Yes. And then once they feel ready to kind of move into the bigger chats, then we let them go. We let them spread their wings and fly. But it's the only requirement that I have for this group, y'all. And I require this because I feel like it is so important that if I'm going to put my time and effort into people, I want them to be taking this serious. And how can you measure if someone is serious about Q? It's their auto ship, right? It's their order. It's their monthly order. So that's the only requirement that I have, is that they process their order every month. And then I have my leaders help me to qualify them and put them in the chats. And then I run like special promos, incentives. I do one-on-one coaching calls. I offer myself like 15-minute coaching calls. And I teach them about events. I teach them about sampling, peaking, exposing. We do real challenges, not real challenges, but real, like the dance kind of challenges. We do those. But ultimately, if I'm a business owner and anyone who comes in my organization is a liability to me, I'm gonna, by running these reports and talking to some of these people and taking time out of my schedule at the beginning of the month to connect with all of my brand new ambassadors from previous months, I'm making sure that no one slips through the cracks and that they get to personally connect with another leader. It's really honestly just the culture of Q. So that is what I do at the beginning of the month. So now it is my turn to turn it back over to the Kristen Wyatt. Probably one of the funniest people in Q, I have to say. She cracks me the heck up.
She could do stand-up comedy. That's what I
seriously could. She's a wife and boy mom. She's a former traditional business owner, of course, Ruby ambassador. She's been on the council every year since the first board of advisors was formed in 2018.
Whoa.
Pretty awesome. So I'm so honored, and she's going to be coming to my event in Atlanta. I'm so excited about that. She's going to be my special speaker and guest. So handing it back over to you, Kristen.
Hey, thank you guys so much. Okay, so do you guys know what I'm talking about now? when I was like, I get to hang out with these people every day. I even made some of them come to Texas to hang out with me. I'm like, you guys want to be my friend and come over? Just kidding. Kidding, not kidding. Love you guys so much. Thank you all so much. I took a ton of notes, loved everything that they said, and I hope that it added some value to you guys. I want to share with you guys really quickly. We've got some calls lined up for you guys to finish this month strong. Okay. Every night this week, you guys know a little bit about us now, just like they mentioned. Now you can edify, you can speak to the differences that we have, whether you need to bring somebody that has a ton of kids in to hear how it's still possible, right? Or somebody who maybe would like to do this with their spouse, or somebody with a medical background, someone who's been in this industry. So whoever it is, bring them in, have them come to one of these events. Instead of putting all the individual flyers on here for you guys to take pictures of, I want you to just get with your platinum leaders. They will hopefully put the flyers out, because we're going to make sure they get the QIQ presentation flyers for each of the nights. So we're super excited, and thank you guys so much for being on. I want to just leave you guys with this one last little thing, because we've talked so much about reports and so much about helping your team win and so many of those things. But I want you guys to be really freaking honest for a second. Have any of you guys been feeling during this training at any point in time, has the thought come to your mind, man, I wish I had a team that I had to pull reports for? Like, I would love to text people, but maybe you're brand new. Maybe you're hitting some walls. Maybe you haven't recruited a freaking person and God only knows how long. And you're like, why am I even on this call? Who am I? And I just want you to know you are normal. You are completely normal. Nothing about what you're feeling is wrong, because it's business, right? If McDonald's grew 33.333% every single month, then each one of their franchises would need a new building every quarter. They wouldn't be able to sustain the growth, and instead they'll go years without growth. Yet for some reason in MLM, we think we're a freaking failure if we don't skyrocket to the top and then we happen to level off and lose rank for a little bit. Just know it's normal. Every single one of us council members have dipped. We've all been in that place. All the majority of the leaders in this company have lost rank and built back up and done what we needed to do, right? So just know you're not alone. And if you're new and you're learning things, you can't compare yourself to somebody who comes in with a massive network, wild credibility. They make a post and kaboom. Yeah, let's bring people in, show people what's possible, show how incredible it is that they've come to Q, that they chose this company with that massive influence and credibility. But you may not be that way. You might post and be like me, my Aunt Susan's the only one that used to like my posts. Oh my gosh, if you guys knew Aunt Susan, you'd be dying laughing right now, because I actually had to block her eventually because she got a little crazy on the comments. And she used to be the only one that would like my posts, you guys. The majority of the people and the leaders in Q, at some point, we all started at 0 Instagram followers. We all started at 0 volume. We all have been there. But I personally have had months where I'm just like, what is wrong with me? What am I missing? What am I not doing that they're doing? And I have to put myself in check. I tell my team all the time, I don't not ever compare. I'm not perfect. I don't ever lack, I'm not the kind of person that, oh, I never lack motivation. Heck no, I'm a human freaking being. The difference is I have implemented systems and discipline and accountability to where I just don't stop. I don't quit. So if you guys just quit quitting, you're going to get a lot further along, because I have months that suck. I have people that leave. I have people that I think are going to join me and they join somebody else, or they decide it's not for them. I get rejected all the time, but I just don't quit. So tell yourself the mothership has to be steady. And one day I'm going to have a big freaking team. So I'm going to learn to be steady now so that they know the mothership is always steady and that this is business and it's okay. And there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. You're normal. It might just take you a little bit more time. So that means you have to dig in, you have to expand your network, you have to meet new people. And I want you to get people on these Zooms. That should be your goal. It's just an exposure game. And straight up, tell me honestly in the comments, if I told you all right now, I'm going to Venmo you guys $10,000 on May 1st if you can just get 50 people to look at Q this week. They don't have to buy or anything. No, nothing to promise. Like, they don't have to buy, they don't have to do anything, no expectation. If you can just find 50 people to look at Q, I'm going to Venmo you $10K from Jake Spencer's account. I'm just kidding. I'm going to label it coffee. Don't tell anyone. Just kidding. If I said that to you, how many of you guys would find 50 people to get on a freaking Zoom this week? Be real, because you know, homegirl Carrie, Penny, all these people on here, y'all would be on the side of the road. I know Megan Osher would be. She'd be like, hello, everyone at McDonald's who's ready to watch a Zoom. Right? Everybody would. But guess what, guys? There is 10K on the line, and there's a lot freaking more than 10K on the line. So it's about time for you to let it go, put all the fear aside, and let's pack the house on these freaking Zooms. Thank you guys so much for being on. So appreciate you guys. We will have nights with Equity Council members over the next couple of months as well. And I really appreciate you guys sharing the night with us. Thanks, everybody. Bye, guys.